What's up everyone? In this next tutorial, we will walk you through Alaware's dashboard. It is a powerful hub for centralizing all of your communications inside your contact center. Let's dive in with Jeff.
Hi, Jeff here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you and walking you through our dashboard. So to access the dashboard, the first thing you're going to want to make sure you do is log into Aloware and make sure you're in the admin interface. So once we're here, it's going to be the first menu that's readily available on your screen. And if you want to go back to it, if you happen to be on another tab at some point in the future and you want to access the dashboard, click the dashboard button up here in the very top left-hand corner. So from here, we can do a variety of different things, but at the very top, we have communication metrics, analytics, KPIs, that kind of thing. If you want to track the performance of a particular ring group, a particular user, or the account and the company as a whole. So the first thing we can do is change the duration that we want to look at this for. So we can adjust that duration and look at it based on the last 7 days, today, yesterday, so on and so forth. Or you can create your own custom time range if you want to do it that way as well. And then we can also apply a variety of different filters. So we can filter out these metrics and these KPIs based on a variety of different values, such as the direction, the answer status, the talk time. Or if you want to hone in on one particular user, we can specify that user here. We can do the same thing for lines as well as ring groups, which are essentially a collection of agents, also known as a department. So once we've applied our desired filters, we can now take a look at our metrics and reporting data. So from here, we have a variety of different metrics and data, such as for inbound communication, how many calls were answered over your specified period of time, how many calls were missed, how many were abandoned or went to voicemail. And then we also have outbound communication metrics, such as how many calls were connected, how many were not connected, cold and warm transfers. And then we also have metrics for SMS. We have outbound texting metrics as well as inbound. If we scroll down a little bit further, we now have our communication logs. And this in particular is really good from a managerial perspective. So this is going to give you kind of an outside view, an outside look of what's currently going on with your team or with one particular agent or a ring group. So we can see a variety of different types of communication. It's going to be a combination of calls and texts. So this right here in particular is a call. And then if we scroll a little bit further down, this right here is a text. So the most recent communication, and again, it can either be a call or a text, is going to be at the very top. And then more distant communication is going to be towards the bottom. So we can find any piece of communication that we want to look a little bit further into, such as a call in this instance. And we can see which of our agents and number were involved on that particular call. We can see the time and the date the call started, as well as access the call recording for both the call itself and the voicemail if it happened to go to voicemail. We can see the duration of the call, and then which contact your agent was actually communicating with. And then we have user information, any tags that might be applied to that contact, notes, and then a few operations over here on the right-hand side. On top of that, we also have our transcription feature, and that can be accessed up here towards the top left-hand side of the screen. So transcription is a really valuable feature, and it essentially listens to phone calls that took place, whether it happens to be a voicemail or an actual live phone call that was connected. And it's going to analyze that phone call and convert the voice audio into text. And we can now grab information such as the overall sentiment of the call and look a little bit deeper into that call to see what took place and how we can improve upon it. So here at the very top, we have our call analytics. We have stats. We also have sentiment data for both the agent as well as the customer. So of the calls that took place, what percentage of them had a positive agent sentiment versus a negative agent sentiment, and that's also the case for customer sentiment. We have some more charts and graphs down below for analytics, showing things like common keywords, the rate of occurrence, highlights, so on and so forth. And then we also have our transcription history right here. So in this case, we can find any call that took place by any particular agent or any team, and we can hone in on what took place on that particular call. So as an example, we can open up this call that took place. It was a 14-minute and 28-second call involving Joan, and the contact was Aditi. We have the call recording right here. We can see the agent sentiment as well as the contact sentiment on this call were both positive. But for other calls, we can also see if one of the sentiments, either for the contact or the agent, was negative or neutral. On this particular call, it happens to be negative. So we can then peer a little bit deeper into any of these calls if we want to take a closer look. So let's find this particular call, and we can now click Show Transcription. So from here, it's going to break down what took place on that call, and it's going to convert it to text so we can peer a little bit deeper and see what took place. So in gray, that's how we know that a particular sentence, phrase, or paragraph had a neutral sentiment, as you can see right here. And then if the speech bubble is green, we know it had a positive sentiment. And then if the speech bubble happens to be red, we know it had a negative sentiment, and that's kind of an alert, kind of an alarm for us to take a closer look and just see what took place on that particular interaction and what can be changed, how we can improve upon it. And then we also have, of course, the call recording up here. You can skip to various parts of the recording. And then we have some more information and more data on the left-hand side, such as highlights. So from the agent perspective, what are some common highlights, terms, words that they might have used? Same thing goes for the contact. And then we also have some more data over here. And then we have custom keyword frequency for both the agent as well as the contact. So again, that was our transcription feature that can be accessed with this button right here. And then if you want to go back to the general dashboard, that can be accessed right here. So in summary, we covered both the general dashboard activities as well as transcriptions. And thank you for watching. Appreciate it.